All right, so we just got done with the Liverpool versus Leeds United game, and there is just so much to talk about from this Premier League game, of course. I literally went on a 20-minute rant at the end of that live stream that I just did, but how on earth have Liverpool FC just lost back to back games to Nottingham Forest and Leeds United? The two teams who are currently in the bottom five of the Premier League table. I mean, where do I even begin with? First and foremost, Jurgen Klopp probably needs to realize that this season Liverpool could very well end outside of the top 10. I mean, the way things are going at the moment, this team isn't going to beat anyone, honestly. I mean, who am I even going to expect Liverpool to beat when they can't get past the bottom teams in the Premier League? The second thing Klopp needs to realize is that this 4-4-2 diamond formation is not helping Liverpool's case. It is not the ideal formation for the team because it tends to sort of expose the defense a lot. And on top of that, you have Fabinho, who in particular is getting exposed a lot because of his form this season, which has been really, really poor. So, in my opinion, Liverpool should simply stick to the 4-2-3-1 formation. I don't know if it's going to work how it's going to work when you have Darwin Nunes and Mohamed Salah, who have been playing a lot better when they play centrally, but the 4-2-3-1 formation, I think, is the way to go for Liverpool from now onwards. And the third and the biggest issue I have with Jurgen Klopp is, and a lot of people are going to agree with me on this one, is his ridiculous substitutions. What on earth is Jurgen Klopp thinking, making these changes that literally don't make any sense to me? The biggest issue from today's game was Trent Alexander-Arnold going off. Trent, as I had said, has had some poor games this season. He isn't exactly the best defensively, but today was one of his better games because we needed that sort of creativity from him in the wings going forward. Going forward, Trent is still a world class player. Offensively, he's very good at his job, and this was reflected in today's game as well. Trent was moving nicely along the wings. He was receiving those passes quite well from the midfield, keeping himself engaged, moving the ball along nicely, and most importantly, his crosses were causing a lot of problems for Leeds United. We saw that in the first half, when Liverpool equalized, it was a very good build up to the goal. It was a very good team goal. Liverpool passed the ball quite well in the lead up to that goal. Trent's cross was slightly over Ian Millier, and it eventually allowed Andy Robertson to come in with that cross from that left hand side, and Mohamed Salah finished it off nicely for the equalizing goal. In the second half, Liverpool were relying a lot on the long balls. Those long balls were being played forward to the wings, and Trent and Robbo constantly threatened from their respective positions. That was supposed to be the vital point for Liverpool in the game in the second half, of course. And then Jurgen Klopp, for no reason whatsoever, takes off Trent Alexander Arnold for James Milner. That right there was the most ridiculous decision I had seen this season. I mean, Milner was never going to deliver those balls into the box like Trent did. His position on the wings is a lot weaker compared to Trent Alexander Arnold, and it was quite clear in the second half itself. Another change that didn't make sense to me was Harvey Elliott going off. It just feels that Klopp sometimes tends to make these changes for the sake of the substitutions. Because Elliott, once again, super effective from that right hand side, especially in the first half, gets replaced by who? Curtis freaking Jones. I mean, Curtis Jones, unfortunately, he's just not good enough. Lastly, if you're going to make changes, why not bring on the only creative player we actually have on the bench? That is Fabio Carvalho. Still, absolutely don't know why Fabio wasn't used in this game. He could have easily replaced Roberto Firmino today. And yeah, these substitutions really, really didn't make sense to me. Honestly, the Trent Alexander substitution must be the worst decision Klopp has made this season. Trent himself was fuming when he went off, and it showed. It showed why, because James Milner was at fault when Liverpool conceded that 89th minute goal to Leeds, of course, scored by Somerville. James Milner was right up against Gnonto in the wing, and he and Curtis Jones were marking Gnonto on that left hand side. He got the cross in, excuse me, he got the ball in into the box, and Liverpool conceded. That's it. That's how they conceded that second goal. Now, of course, Liverpool had a very sloppy start to the game, and Joe Gomez and Alisson's mistakes led to that poor first goal, and in that second goal, it was Milner and Curtis Jones, of course, who were marking not on the wing. He somehow found the space to put that ball into the box, and then Thiago doesn't react fast enough. Virgil van Dijk, man, he was just literally ball watching there, I think, because he literally doesn't do anything to make any sort of block, which I think has been one of his more major issues this season from Virgil van Dijk throughout this season. The tendency for him to not go for the ball and to not make those blocks has cost Liverpool goals this season. Joe Gomez was also very sloppy once again today. I must say that he had that one very good game, of course, against Manchester City, and then his form dropped. He was out of position during the second goal as well. So yeah, I mean, defensively very frustrating once again from Liverpool. The only few positives from today's performance from the Reds, I must say, was from Andy Robertson. Uh, I mean, by far the best Liverpool player in a Liverpool. By far the best player in a Liverpool shirt today. Yeah, energetic from start to finish, and the type of energy that and intensity he brings onto the pitch is what these Liverpool players should do and should follow. The way he constantly goes forward, tries to win every ball, is the type of commitment that these Liverpool players need to start showing if they want to get results this season. Another player who caught the eye today was, I think, Darwin Nunes, of course, didn't get a goal, but Melier made that exceptional save from long range from one of Nunes' shots. And every time Nunes links up with another player, it's really a delight to watch, honestly. He, in my opinion, is another very committed player. His link up ability is very good. Some of his runs are also very admirable. And lastly, Thiago Alcantara. I think he's the only creative player in that Liverpool midfield. He has to be. He has to be, maybe other than Harvey Elliott or maybe Fabio Carvalho, if you want to count them as proper central midfielders. But I think Thiago is like the proper central, like proper creative midfielder Liverpool have in their squad at this moment. As usual, he was really elegant on the ball. His first touch is brilliant. His passing, brilliant. His long range passing, absolutely brilliant. Superb from start to finish, everything on point except that, of course, one mistake that he did at the back. But of course, you can't really blame it on Thiago, can you, for that second goal? Because honestly, Virgil van Dijk just doesn't do enough. Joe Gomez got out of position once again. But yeah, without Thiago, Liverpool's midfield and the team's creativity, I think it's as good as dead. It's just simple facts. I think so. But yeah, getting down to Leeds United and the Leeds side of things, of course, Leeds have some incredible gems in that team, especially Brendan Aronson. He was dazzling throughout the game. Brendan Aronson is one of the definitely one of the best signings. I mean, one of the most underrated signings, rather, in the Premier League this campaign. He literally caught the Liverpool defense off guard on so many occasions. Somerville as well, similarly, great on the ball. Great movement, physicality wise. I think he is very good, and he has also great pace as well. Got that winning goal, but it's Brendan Aronson for me, who arguably has to be the most creative player in that Leeds team. His passing is just out of this world. Especially, I mean, in today's game, some of the balls that he created, some of the runs that he made were insane. But in general, yeah, it eventually paid off quite nicely for Jesse Marsh's team. No wins in 5 games, and of course, they beat Liverpool FC of all teams, the Robin Hood of the Premier League. And yeah, as far as my instant reaction goes, I'm absolutely stunned by what just happened. I literally can't quite believe that Liverpool's season could get worse after that last game, after that last defeat to the bottom side team that is Nottingham Forest, who had one win before beating Liverpool. But yes, somehow it has now gotten worse. Liverpool have suffered a defeat at home, the first of this season. Virgil van Dijk's unbeaten run at Anfield has come to an end, even though I just don't think that was a record that we should have stat padded from the from the beginning. But yeah, much like Dean Henderson, Ian Melier also kept the Reds at bay and got his side 3 points as well. And at this point, I'm not even sure that what will get the results for Liverpool and what sort of changes that Jurgen Klopp needs to make going forward. Because of course, Liverpool's next game is in the Champions League and they're playing, yeah, Napoli. So yeah, I'm just ready for Liverpool to get absolutely destroyed by a very scary Napoli team this season, especially, playing at Anfield once again. So yeah, I mean, some of their players were ridiculously good when Liverpool traveled to Italy earlier this season in the Champions League, and yeah, I'm expecting the likes of Varashvilia, Victor Osimhen, Peter Zelinski, and Anguissa. All of them were ridiculously good in that first game against Liverpool, and yeah, once again, I'm expecting them to run the show, especially Victor Osimhen and Varashvilia. Their link up has been exceptionally good. Osimhen scoring hat trick earlier today as well. Varashvilia getting another goal and then 2 assists, I believe. So things are not looking very good for Liverpool at the moment. Things are not looking very good for Jurgen Klopp at the moment. I'm not sure how things will change, but something needs to be done because Liverpool at the moment are closer to the relegation zone than they are to the Premier League title, I believe. Yeah, I mean, Liverpool were never really in contention to win the league this season, regardless of what anyone says. But yeah, as far as my instant reaction goes, that's it. That's it for this video. That's it for Leeds United versus Liverpool. I still can't believe what just happened, honestly, because I didn't expect Liverpool's season to get worse than it already was, but somehow they have put the final nail in the coffin. And Jurgen Klopp needs to fix this before it gets too late because he could be in serious danger of getting sacked. That is a fact right there. And Liverpool, I know, I know their business mantra isn't to sign players in the winter, but they have to. They have to bring in recruitments. They have to bring in fresh faces in the upcoming winter transfer window. That is their only hope. This of getting a good and positive season. This campaign, of course. Liverpool need to get a few players in the transfer window. But yeah, that's it for this video, everyone. I would really appreciate if you guys could hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. And that's it for this Liverpool versus Leeds instant reaction as well. I'm not sure if this season is going to turn around by any means. I'm not really seeing any positives at the moment. But if somehow Liverpool can pull off a result against Napoli, then it'll be a good sign because, of course, I think Liverpool, yeah, I not think like, yeah, Liverpool did win the Champions League when they stopped Napoli at Anfield a couple of seasons ago, like 3 seasons ago, yeah, 2019. So, yeah, if Liverpool get a result against Napoli, it'll be really good. But at this point, getting a result isn't good enough. Liverpool have to start turning up. Liverpool have to make changes to their formation, to their system. They have to get new players in and they have to make big changes. They have to. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, everyone. Good night. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.